Now, before I start, I'd like to get some feedback and to hear from you a little bit about what is it you're interested in and why is it you're here? And if you know what this is all about. Just don't want to waste your time. You might be wanting to go to another room. Okay, we're here to talk about Parks and Recs and talk about technology in general, where it relates to IT. And that's why I'm here. How many people came to MISA last year, Kelowna? Okay. And how many of you were in my presentation last year? I'm glad none of you, because this is a repeat. So tell you a little bit about our company. We're actually in North Vancouver. And if you'd like to visit us, I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but we're right behind Capilano Mall there. And this is a little bit about our company. We have over 110 employees. We've been in North Vancouver since 1998. And we've been serving the membership type businesses almost for 15, 20 years now. You can read what is up there, but what is not in there in that slide is the fact that we sponsor one child every single month from World Vision. Because we want to make sure our customers and our employees appreciate who we are and what we do. And we also help Vida Animal in our company. We're also a big sponsor of MISA and BCRPA. So these are the things that's not included on the actual sheet. And we've been in the Parks and Recs business, I would say, in the last 2 or 3 years. Everybody knows Richmond Olympic Oval? Okay, so they're actually our first client for this sector. And after that, we started going towards focusing, building our product to better match your need, and that is the cities. I'm really happy to announce that we've been gaining a lot of momentum in the industry. We just signed King County in Washington. Most of the cities and the smaller towns in Silicon Valley, they're loving PerfectMind. We signed Los Gatos. Cupertino is coming on board. So we've got some really large cities and small cities, and we also have some smaller ones. You know, Pemberton's coming on board, some smaller cities on the island. And we're really excited because the product that we have, it seems that people, when they look at it and they see it from the IT point of view and the business point of view, is exactly what they need. And I'm going to go over there and I'll tell you exactly why. But I don't want to promote so much our product. That's something you can find out. Let's talk about the 3 things that I want to first start with. The infrastructure as a service. Do you guys believe on that first area of infrastructure as a service? Any IT manager here who believes in that and you think that's the way the world's going and the way IT is going? I know in our company, we're kind of, our servers are getting smaller too. Conrad, we're talking about that. They're getting smaller too with the virtualizations and everything is happening. But also we kind of start thinking, okay, as a company, how do we take almost everything to the cloud? And corporations are a little bit ahead of the government and the cities, but it seems that's the way it's going. I'm not here to focus on that area, even though for our company, for example, our phone system is completely cloud. We completely got rid of our Cisco. And I know you already know how expensive it is. And for us, it was worth to do that. And we're doing more and more about that. So our offices, our documentations, everything is going to the cloud. And we actually use our own software to manage our own company. So everywhere from accounting to IT to customer service to case management, we actually eat our own dog food. Because we feel that's the best way to build and grow a product that you become your own user. On the second part, software as a service, is probably something that you're already doing. How many people have software as a service today? Hands up. All right. And some of those softwares are what? Employees management, ERPs, right? No. CRMs? No. Payroll? What are some of the softwares you're using as a SaaS model? What is?
Well, our parking enforcement.
Parking enforcement, okay. Is that going well?
Well,
No?
The small provider went bankrupt and an American provider bought it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we have other stuff that's
Okay.
working better than that.
Do you feel that, is this the trend? Everything is going to be cloud? Maybe half and half? Okay. We like to think that, I know there was one city that we just got shortlisted, Boston actually, and they're focusing on bringing a complete CRM first within the city so they can actually start from there, and that is their CRM, right? And I know in Canada, we're mostly used to Office environment and Microsoft Dynamics as a CRM. But it seems like everything is starting with a CRM, right? Because we have citizen management, right? When you talk about parking, when you talk about paying bills, when you talk about registering for a course or booking for a facility, it all has to do with people, right? And that's what contact management system is. So we feel that we're in the right place to take the cities, whether they're small or large, to that area. And the reason behind it is because we didn't go out there and build the software just to manage parks and recs. Again, for membership management, for creating waivers and registering people into courses, we wanted to do much more than that. We wanted to build a platform that can actually grow with you. We just had actually one city contacting us and said, can I add an additional field on the events because we also keep track of this? And then I watched this request coming in as a case, and then I saw it how it traveled to my product team, and from there went to development team to estimate it. It came back, it was something crazy, like, I don't know, 160 hours? Imagine, I want to add a field for a customer, no one else wants it, but I got to spend that much resources and money on one single feature for one single customer. So how do you build software that can serve everyone? And the reason behind it, because SaaS is not all about having it in the cloud. Actually, SaaS was made so we can have a stronger partnership between customers and vendors. So instead of taking months and years to change our class software, we can update and change weekly, monthly, right? So you can give us a feedback and say, hey, can you do it like this? And then the vendor goes and builds it that way, right? That's why SaaS is. I know we all focus on the cloud sections of it, but really the cloud part of it is just a little piece that the world is going towards. But the actual software as a service means we can move fast. We can do things quicker. We can make a change a lot faster than a traditional on-premise software. And that's what SaaS is. Then problem came when I build a software for you, and then your need is quite different. You might come and ask something else. Because really, when you think of it, business drives IT. You're really a support of the business, right? That's part of what you do. You support business. And business need changes all the time. Who is changing it? Who should we blame? I don't know, maybe Apple. They keep coming up with different size of phone, right? And the software can't run on them. And then customers want more, right? The world's changing. Internet is changing it. Social media is changing it. So how do we keep track of all these changes and be able to still serve the customer, one single customer as good as everyone else, which traditionally we couldn't do? Traditionally, I had to make one class software, put every single feature you requested, I put them all in one, and then I had this complicated, complex product that had to come and train each one of you separately and realize that you're probably not using 50% of the functionalities. That was the problem, and that is still the problem today. So we came up with something called Platform as a Service. PerfectMind today is the only actually platform that supports platform as a service option. So remember I told you a customer came and asked for a field to be added? And I got this huge estimation from development and product team. So one of the product managers was smart enough to say, hey, implementation team, why don't you just go and do this yourself for that single customer? It just takes you 5 minutes. So the implementation team person, the account manager, went in there, boom, 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 created a field. Problem solved. The city had what he wanted. No customers were affected. We didn't have to go and update everyone and give everybody 90 days, 120 days notice. Everyone was happy. The only way you can actually accomplish such a thing is to own a platform as a service. How many of you are familiar with Salesforce? Hands up. Perfect. Salesforce is actually two things. I don't know, you probably know that. They have software as a service, so which is their sales module, their marketing module, their customer service module, and then they have Force.com, which is actually the platform modules where you can go and build your own things. Maybe extend your applications, right? And that's what platform as a service is. So we're the only one actually supported exact similar things to Salesforce, but for our industry. Customers can go. We have out-of-box product that we install. Customers are happy to use them immediately because we talk to other customers and we configure exactly the way you want to. It's ready to go. But if you come in 6 months from now and say, I want to change my accounting software to Aggresso, I want to change it to ACPAC, I want to integrate these two together, platform as a service gives you that ability. You can actually go there. If you see no support from us, build it yourself using our APIs, using our own software and build things you want within, or you can ask us to do it for you. It's actually really easy for us to do it. So that's our platform as a service, and it's actually all on the cloud. So if you don't want to deploy it right away to a live environment, you build your apps, you make your changes, you don't want your front desk people to see it, you don't want the business people to see it at all because you're not sure about it. You kind of build it with our help or yourself, learning it. It's not hard. And then you deploy it when it's ready. Now, let's talk a little bit about privacy and data governance. I talked about this last year, and I want to just touch base on it again, which I think is really important. A lot of software gets built based on customer feedback. Again, on traditional way of building software, the feedback comes in. A year later, I produce a software. By then, you might have other feedback and other changes. So it's kind of late. Now what happens, it created this complexity for software companies to put everything in one software, right? But partly also companies, especially software companies, don't think about usability. They don't think it's important. Because software in general is developed and built by who? Business people, product people, engineers, right? Products are traditionally built by engineers. I would say somebody who respects usability so much is probably Apple. It's a great example because they invest heavily into their usability. Because it's important at the end of the day who uses the product. It's not important whether you just can store some information in the database. That's easy. Anybody can do it. So usability plays a big part of this. And part of the fact PerfectMind has been so successful in North America, getting attention from every single city, whether it's Arizona, whether it's in California, whether it's Boston, in Washington, it's because of our usability. So if you look at our product, you can see that you can actually play with it and learn it. You don't need a great, huge IT team to help you or lots of training on them because they're like Facebook. Right? I know my dad, he got his new phone, he went on Facebook, right? And he didn't read a single word how to use it. I was actually shocked. He didn't even ask me once, he's 77 years old, he didn't ask me once how to use Facebook. Why? Because usability is so great. Everything is so known. Everybody knows how, right? So that's what we try to do on PerfectMind. So customers, and now they're used to it. They're actually spoiled. Right? When they go and book for a registration online, they expect that from you. And you need to be able to support that. If you don't do it today, you probably have to next year and the year after. And then they come to you and say, hey, I ran it on my iPhone Plus, which is a bigger screen, it doesn't work. So what we did for that, we made PerfectMind responsive. So forget just mobile applications, where now everyone used to go towards. The new trend is being responsive. So what you want, if you have a software that you're giving to your administration people, business people, marketing people, as well as your customers, because they're all going to come on your website actually consume that applications, it has to be responsive, meaning run in all kind of devices. I don't have to go here when I'm booking and install an application on my mobile. Then I go to my dentist, install another application. That just won't work. People don't want to keep installing applications for their booking needs. They want to go to a site and it's responsive. If I make a choice of visiting this site over and over and over, then maybe I like to install an app to have a better experience. Not when I go and visit a website, I will install an app. And you see that a lot, actually. You see a lot of software companies get this kind of wrong. And they go towards the app development versus they have to go through usability and responsiveness of the application first. And again, when it comes to usability or when it comes to your IT infrastructure, what happens when you have to use so many software? You just picked up your hands and you said, some of you using currently SaaS software, right? How many SaaS software do I need? Right? CRM, ERP, payroll management, these are the things that I'm looking at the business side, and you probably have your own things. Parking management, right? How many do you need? How do you connect all these things in the cloud? If the future for you and IT people is cloud, how do they all get integrated? I think that's a very important question to ask and to plan for now, right? So make sure you work with companies, not only they don't go bankrupt quickly, right? But also companies who have the ability for you on the back end to connect it to in the three. And that becomes really important. What we've done with PerfectMind is you go in there, we have an app store. If tomorrow you say, I want to use only my Parks and Recs modules, it's ready to go, you install them and you start using them immediately. But if you go tomorrow and say, these people, the business people are asking me to also have case management or customer service management. You go to our app store, install one, it all gets integrated automatically. Exactly like the way you install an app with your phone. So we have a whole bunch of applications in there that we have built that you might want to use and someone else might not want to, and you go and install them if you want to, and they all work together. That's part of our usability. Data integrity. If I'm using this software and this software, the reason Boston is asking us, we must have an integration with Salesforce, is because they decided Salesforce becomes their main CRM of their city to manage everything about their citizens. The reason they're asking for integration is because they don't want to create anybody twice, right? They don't want that. And they don't want customer or admin people make that mistake. All of a sudden in the system, they have 5 John Smith. So that becomes important. Data integrity becomes important. And of course, performance. When you have all this application working together on a cloud, it creates performance nightmare. You have to have a way to connect them in a way together so they can seamlessly work together. Security is important. Every application you buy, again, it's important that you have an audit log. There are some cities that we actually installed. They call us back, they call the support and say, this doesn't work. Because we ask why, they don't know. Because there are a lot of part-timers involved, there are a lot of people getting hired and let go, and who knows who does what. It's important on a SaaS model, you always choose an application that has also an auditing module. Auditing module is this. It tells you who logged in, who can log in, when and where, from home or just from office. Because again, the new world is going towards work from anywhere, right? We have to be able to work from home, from office, from anywhere we are. So you might want to have that option in the future if that's your interest. So that's part of the security, right? How do you manage that? The other part is the auditing. The person calls our office to the support team and say, I wasn't able to do these features because something is wrong. And our support team actually logs in and says, oh, at this time somebody edited this. On this time somebody deleted this. On this time somebody did this. You can do that with PerfectMind. You can actually look at the audit log and know exactly what went wrong and when and by whom. So you can stop it for the future to happen again. I think it's very important. And again, you have full control of application and your data. So you can say, I give access to these groups of profiles this way. To this group, I give only this access. To my instructors and coaches and volunteers, would I like to also get them involved in the applications? Maybe they want to schedule something. Maybe I need to promote the events that I'm running. I want to make sure that they all have access to the system and they all have access only to things they need to have an access for. So that's part of a strong security as well. And obviously sharing the right of the information with the right users. That's important. So our system allows your employees to get in, global admins to create dashboards and reports and check in and get in. It allows part-time staff members to get in. It allows your customer to get in inside the software. It allows also the parents and the kids and the family members to jointly log into the application and they can manage their things. So if I have my daughter's book for dance and my son's book for, I don't know, martial arts and karate classes, I want to be able to put all that on my Google Calendar and see what's up this week. Where's my daughter's going to go? Where's my son's going to go? This is what customer is going to demand. You either have it in the future or you have to go change your system because they will demand for it and they want it and they get used to it. And once they get used to it, they want it to have it everywhere. And I want to show you a little bit about what are the things we keep. We continuously call data records, right? Information that we enter into a system. But what do we call our documents? Are they data? Right? How many of you are using Office 365 Manager documents? You guys are using it? From where?
It's a consulting firm called Tavis.
Is that awesome? Do you like it?
Oh,
Yeah. Nobody? How do you guys manage documents today? File servers. Is there any central way of business use documents? Or is it only in their computer?
Oh, it's centralized.
So using Microsoft, or is it centralized? It's centralized through Microsoft Exchange, right?
SharePoint.
What's that? SharePoint? SharePoint, okay. And that's going to move to 365 or no, stay? Because Exchange has a cloud solution too.
Probably stay on-premise.
On-premise for now, okay. So you manage your documents, but what we've taken care of on the PerfectMind side is what you need to keep track of documents that are related to a certain person or to a certain booking of an event or a facility. That's what we manage online. So instead of having SharePoint, you actually don't need it anymore. So what you do is you use PerfectMind Cloud Management, Document Management. It allows you to not only store the information, it looks exactly like 365 or Google Docs where you can create your own folders and manage the business any way you like with access and permissions. But the most important part of it is the way you merge them with your actual contacts and people. That's very important. So if somebody signs up for a course or book a facility, they come and sign up, you fill up, the document automatically gets filled up, the document you created on the browser or using your Word, it will be all merged and then it will be stored in the cloud. Under that person. So if tomorrow someone comes and say, can you pull out my documents, my signed contract, you'll be able to show that easily to them. At the same time, we've added the features to go more grain. So instead of getting the papers printed out, get someone to sign for it, you do all digitally. And if the parents are not there and someone else got to sign it, you can actually email it to someone else. They'll get a link, they go there, sign the document, and it'll be again stored in your documents in the cloud in your own database. So the documents in the cloud is something we have built, we're really proud of. So it's not, we didn't just focus on data, we also focus on documents, which I thought to talk about that as well. So again, we talked about this briefly. How do you keep changing the things you're doing today, right? How do you keep up? We have something called PerfectMind Lab. It's actually very social. And we ask our clients to come and give us feedback. Is the way we gather feedback. And as a corporation, that becomes really important. I'm sure you guys probably do the same, right? And to gather information on what customers think about you, what kind of feedback they've got. And one thing you guys can do on your side is the community involvement, right? Citizens, I'm sure they've got lots of feedbacks and where did they actually go and do that? We've created tools on your website that you can put, it's called Lounge, that allows your community to get involved. So it's exactly like Facebook. It actually synchronizes with your Facebook page of the city if you've got one. So it allows customers to come to your website and synchronize that with your social media if you're into it. I know some cities actually restrict that access. But you can put that together and allow for feedback, allowing people to come and help you to build a better city. And I think that becomes important. So this lounge that we've got, it allows customers to ask questions. The questions automatically goes to customer service cases. The right people get a task created for them so they can go and call those individuals and resolve the issues. I know I take my daughter to this rec center and we call in for something that didn't happen. And then it takes at least 5 days or 10 days someone to call back. And I'm always thinking it's because they don't have the right system in place. They don't know that I have actually requested for someone to call me back. We make that really easy. On our social media strategy, every software we have built is very social. So if, for example, if you use our Book Me application online, if somebody's registering for a course, they'll be able to share that with their friends. Tell them that, hey, I'm going to this course. Do you want to come and join me as well? Every application we build is very social. We think about that on a regular basis. And mobile. So today, we no longer think PC, though yes, class was running on PC, and you might want to run PerfectMind on PC, but why not Mac? I was a PC user for years, and I loved it. And now I'm a Mac user. Actually, I think I'm the only one in my company that uses a Mac. Maybe 2 people there, designers too. And since I started using Mac, I can't go back PC. That's weird, right? I get confused. So why not be able to run any device that you're comfortable with? Tomorrow you hire a new employee who's comfortable with Mac. To run that, you can. Our PerfectMind runs in all kinds of devices. So whether it's a PC, a mobile, the world's changing, right? I mean, the new introduction of this huge iPad is like replacing even Mac now, right? Our productivity tools are becoming multi-devices. So any software we buy on the SaaS side, software as a service, need to be mobile. And our strategy is every application we build, especially customer-facing, has to be responsive. And supporting the mobile application. This is a little look of our product. We have lots of modules within our software. And we just signed, about 6 months ago, Sanford Health from United States. As you know, they're the largest health organization in US. They'll be using our software to run their weight loss management, helping the hospitals with the patients. So instead of helping people after they've gotten sick, they want to try to help people before they get sick. So they actually use some of our applications put together for their coaching applications so they can help people. And so we have lots of modules within our platform that we support in our company. And then what we do is, after the discovery, we configure the system the way that vertical or that specific city wants to use the product. I mean, we all know city of Calgary, their needs quite different than a small town on the island. So our system will allow for such a change in configuration. As an IT, you might want to actually get in the back end and do the configuration yourself as well, which actually makes it really interesting. And we allow for that as well. So we have 2 applications. One is completely browser-based. In one application we call a smart client that you actually install on your desktop. And you will be able to log into the back end and do any type of configuration you want. Our business people who use PerfectMind do not need to do any of this work. It's out of box, the software is ready for certain industries. Because we are also very active for small businesses. Whether it's a martial arts, dance, yoga, we've been able to create packages for different industry. So the Parks and Recs industry package, once you start using it, it's got everything you need. You don't need to do anything. But we go in there and configure the system for you. Our reporting engine is written brand new. It's actually our own thing. We don't use Crystal Report. You don't need to use Crystal Report to run certain reports for certain users. They might come to the IT and say, can you create this? Can you create this? Then you need to create expertise within your team to be able to create these reports. We've actually made the reporting very easy. First of all, it is on the platform. You don't need to use any third party. Second of all, it's all drag and drop. Anybody can look at it and get it. You can drag and drop, create the columns if you want, sort them any way you want, and create any type of reports you want. And our reporting engine, confidently I can say, is one of the best in the world. It actually competes with Salesforce reporting engine that they have built. So you can build dashboards as well as you can build reports. And you can drill down into the reports any way you want. So that's something we've done within our platform. Another big feature of our platform is workflow engine. So if, again, if somebody, a business owner comes and say, you know, we want, every time somebody asks for a credit or a refund, or they want to actually change and modify their contract on their facility booking, I want to create a task for this person so he knows. And I want to send an email to this person so he gets back to them. And I want to create a record in this database for the front desk people to know what to do. We use Workflow Engine. So I can go in there, you can go in there, you can be trained to go in there and be able to create all these workflows any way you like. And they're all drag and drop. That's the beautiful thing about them. No competitors in the market of Parks and Recs has been able to match some of this functionality I'm talking about here. The workflow engine is huge. You can create unlimited things you want to run in your business. So you will never be stuck. You'll be able to create, change the way your business, the way your system wants to run. And it's a very powerful workflow engine. So you can actually update records. You can insert records. You can put creating records on a timeline, right? Every day, every hour, every 2 hours, right? You'll be able to do all those things with Workflow Engine. And I briefly touched base on the App Store, where you can go install applications. Some of those applications you want to install might be, you know what? It would be nice to have also a task management software. I don't have it in my budget to go and buy another SaaS software that is disconnected. So you will go to PerfectMind and install that app from the App Store. And start immediately using it because they all get integrated by itself. Or people in Parks and Recs, they might come back and say, hey, we've got the POS, it's great. We're making all our sales. We're connected to MoneyRest, Terminal, and PenPad. It's doing all the work for us. Can you give us an application that can keep track of my cash, how much cash I made today, so when I do my bank deposit, I can actually take that on to the next step? You just go to our App Store and install that application. Now, our App Store is very social. And the way we have built the App Store is very similar to other companies. But one great thing about it is the fact that it's free. Community can get involved and build apps, and others to consume. So you might come up with a great idea and say, can we do this? With our help or yourself, with your own IT team, go build an app, put it in our App Store, and then it will be there for others to consume. It's very social. And I think it's got a great benefits. So instead of keeping these cities in silo, create applications across the cities. People always have great ideas. And some people are willing to work hard to execute on those ideas, right? Because we know we'll have ideas, but we always fail on the execution. And the only reason we usually fail in our execution of our ideas is because it's just too hard to do. It's because we can't do it by ourselves. It's because our idea requires money. It requires help from others. We wanted to make sure our App Store, we're creating a way that make that easy. At least we took our part and built a tool where you can go build your own applications and put it in the App Store. I call it smart modules because every application we built, we actually go through great usability meetings first. It's not like old time when I started the company in North Van. It was 2 or 3 of us, right? Coming with the idea and then talking to developers and building it. Now we've got a team in place that actually work just on the usability. We brought experts, that's all they focus on. They talk to customers continuously and get their feedback and be able to build the best product. So before a feature go actually into development, we spend a lot of time preparing for it. Yes, it's costing our company a lot of money to do so, but it's making our customers very happy. Because at the end of the day, we built something very unique. If you look at our facility and activity management system, which I think is in the next screen, this one maybe. No, I'll show you that when we get to it. On this application, we spend a lot of time and think about scheduling. One of the biggest need of any Parks and Recs vertical and industry or education is actually scheduling. You would think it's 60% of the business is the calendar. How do I book a student for a course? Or how do I get a member coming, quitting from swimming, go to gymnastics? Or how do I book a facility? It's all about booking and events and management. What we wanted to build one platform that can easily integrate all of them into one. We didn't go and build a separate facility booking and separate course management. No, we brought them all in one place. We built an amazing, actually, facility and activity management that what it does, it manages events. It manages people that have to run the events, including staff, assistant staff, or the people who have to, after this meeting is over, come pick up the chairs and put them somewhere else. So that part, we help to manage the instructors if they're running a courses. We created all the great, beautiful things that class has today. How many people like class here? Class software? How many people like it? You guys don't like it? No? Nobody likes it? Class was actually a great software for years, right? And if you look at it, actually, it has an amazing functionality. Unfortunately, it got too complicated that people now no longer aware of them because the biggest problem was usability, obviously being an old software. But when you look at the functionality, deep functionality inside the class, it's got amazing functionalities, right? So what we've done is we took that very seriously. We went and we studied and we know exactly, we hired actually people from Active on all sides of our departments, whether it's implementation, product team, development. And we kind of went, we want to make sure that we build things that is actually right and actually works and is something your business needs. So you don't come back to us and say, what about this? How about this? So we went and we studied that, and then we said, okay, in a modern way, how do we build all that in a better usability way? How do we make and group that per different profiles of employees? And we did that as well. So our activity registration on facility booking, course management, not takes of events and staff, also takers of volunteers and instructors. You can actually put them online if you want to. You can put them online for a while. So all connected and integrated into a very easy way of doing it. We actually give a sandbox to this city, I think it was Round Rock. And these guys played with this for a week or two, and then we called them up. We wanted to actually give them trainers because, you know, it was an RFP. We didn't want to lose the RFP. We want to make sure we go through. And the team there, they said, actually, we don't need trainers. It was so easy, we start using it ourselves. We start playing with it. So if you guys are interested at all, just let us know and we'll be able to set that up so you guys can actually get in there and play and see how it works. Beside the event management, one thing was very important, like any other software, is the CRM part, the contact management, right? At the end of the day, all the Parks and Rec exist because certain people want to go use their facility. So member management was huge. Being able to manage credit, gift cards, being able to manage multiple family members, being able to sell memberships to them, and different type of memberships, membership that defined in your business as ongoing or limited or for passes and punch passes. So being able to manage and organize and code that in a way that is not only very usable, but is very powerful in features is what we did with our member management. And then we connected that to online and giving people username and password so you can be self-service. One thing is getting really big and it's important, is people just don't like no longer talk over the phone. Do you agree? People sit across a table, especially teenagers, and they text each other, sitting on the same couch. Right? You probably have some teen kids at home. No. I went to my product department sections, and I saw, actually, I was on the email, right? And they thought I was at home, and they were talking to each other over an email. He was sending email, and then he was sending email responding, he was sending email, and that was so strange to me, right? And the issue was so important, right? All of a sudden, I dropped my computer, I said, why the hell don't you guys get up? He's right here. Go hit him in the shoulder, right? It's just people are getting used to, technology is making us used to speak less. And that's actually happening on online as well. Customers don't want to pick up the phone. They hit a problem, they most likely don't go. They don't know whether you pick up the phone, whether your answer is correct. They prefer everything to be online. So what that has done, it has helped to grow the self-service portals that are becoming very important these days. Every application you buy, if it is customer-facing, must have functionality to give customers a self-service experience, where customer can go book themselves for something, where customer can go pay for something themselves, when customer can go and update their own credit card. They don't have to call you and give you a new credit card. So self-service is growing so much. And we've done that greatly with the member management sections of our application. And we didn't stop there. We talked about not complicating what you do today, and that is using multiple applications. So how do you communicate with your members today and your citizens? Any idea, guys? I don't want to be the only one talking here. Give me some ideas. How do you communicate today with your citizens? And what is your responsibility as an IT in there? Any communications with email? Yes? No? Okay. What email application do you guys use to communicate? Conrad, what email application you guys use to communicate with your citizens? Any kind of communication? Someone doesn't pay the bills, Hydro, this, that. Hydro, I mean, that's different, but any type of communication from the city side?
Yeah, I mean, it's just regular email for the most part.
What kind of email you guys use? What application?
Exchange.
Exchange, okay. All right. So what we did was, and then how do you import? So you got a database, connects to Outlook, and send email to everyone?
Yeah, we run an Exchange server.
I see. So the customer's there too. I mean, the citizens, the residents. No.
Not really.
Not really.
There is in our finance system.
I like what Richmond is doing, Richmond City. They're actually doing a great job to connecting all these dots and connecting these SaaS softwares with their main central system so they can do all this. We've been a great help on there, and we will continue, but they've done a great job themselves to connect all the dots. One piece that we're helping with is our email application. It's very social, and it connects to your database automatically. So if you're using our system as a CRM, we're using a Parks and Recs management system, it's all integrated. You'll be able to help you on that as well. And then what you can do is actually connect to your own Exchange server. So you can have your outbox actually still going through your Exchange, but having this as social web application email, it will help you to manage all that. And what great things about it is it connects to your workflow engines. If somebody doesn't open an email, you can say, hey, send them another one, right? If somebody, their emails doesn't go through because they have an invalid email, it says, hey, do this. So it actually does a whole bunch of things more than what today you can do with Outlook and Exchange when it comes to our email application. And our online applications are all booking engine, is our social lounge. It has the question section, the post sections, and all the stuff that you need to run your business online. We have built a whole bunch of extensions if you're interested to use. We've got a CRM, you can use PerfectMind as a CRM. We've got an accounting module complete with GL accounting, multiple GL accounts for items you sell, connected directly to your accounting system is something that has actually stood out a lot for a lot of cities, which they really love to have. They don't want to have these clerks and go and export and then import into their accounting system. They want to make sure everything is integrated. So we have an amazing accounting system. It all integrates them all into one of your accounting system. And Medicine Hat, we're working towards integrating their accounting system with Aggresso. So that's definitely, I believe Aggresso is a solid accounting system for Canadian customers and cities. So we will definitely have a tight integration with Aggresso. So that way nobody has to do none of these exports and imports. And for Richmond Olympic Oval, we're actually writing to ACPAC. That's what they use. And for ACPAC, all the integration we do for some other cities will be able to be used by other cities as well, because that's what our app store is all about. And when it comes to customer service and case management, if you like to have that, I think it's a great additional features to add to your system. If you're buying a software for Parks and Recs, that will be easily able to manage the customer cases and support. And under resource management, that's basically your staff, employees, some of the payrolls, and also volunteers. You'll be able to really manage all that groups within the same CRM. And third-party integrations are not just necessarily your accounting, but also text messaging, voice messaging. So if you want to call 1,000 people at once, our system will be able to handle that and do that for you. If you want to automate and create a workflow to text people before any facility booking that maybe they put a $5,000, $500 deposit on, you can actually use our text messaging as well to run that automatically. And I don't know how much time I have left. Anybody can say?
You're over.
10 minutes? Wow. I didn't know I can talk that long. All right, so we make it easy. Data migration, we've actually written a great software that brings all your class information right to PerfectMind. You'll be able to check them, to see them. We don't want to bring all the junks of last 5, 10 years, but we'll bring things that you need in order to switch and move to a new system. We've already done that. We're ready to help that. 24-hour support, that's international for all our customers across the world. We support 24-hour support. You'll be able to enjoy that. We have something new. It's called Smart Help. It's actually a little application. As soon as you get into software, it knows you're new. It says, walk me through. And it actually takes you through things and your functions. So it tells the staff how to do things. And it tells them, do this first, and then step 2, and then step 3. And it's live. It's not like reading a help file and then go to your application. No, it's within your application. So as you actually taking you through, you can actually click and enter a data, and then it says next step is to do this. It's really a great addition to our product. We call it Smart Help. That helps, and people really like that. And then again, the full access to the back end is something we talked about. For IT people, especially, we'll give you a full access to the back end so you can go in there and create anything you like in the future. And of course, we talked about this quickly. Everything we built is social and is mobile. So there's no question there. And that's about it. I think we have a little time for some questions. Any question? Was this what you guys expected to see and hear, or did you expect something else? Was this okay? All right. No question? I'll be here again for another 5-10 minutes. If you have any question, you're very welcome to come and talk to me. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.